What's up, you guys? James Strickland here. Welcome to week 61 on my road to 700 pounds on bench press. This week was a little bit bittersweet. This is the week that I was actually planning on doing my next bench only meet about 8 weeks ago. Obviously that plan fell apart, but you know, it's all right. Things happen for a reason. But the good news is this week, Animal, my sponsor, Animal Pack and Universal, had plans to come down and do some video montages with me. They were gonna, well, back 8 weeks ago, they were gonna actually follow me this week and then follow me all the way to the meet and actually film the meet and the attempt at 700 pounds on bench. But that didn't work out. So what we did is we actually just had them come down and film my bench day, day in the life. Hung out with the family for a couple days, which is really cool. Rudy from Animal, appreciate you coming down and being so cool. Definitely had some really good food. Went to a trampoline park with the kids, jumped around a little bit. If you guys follow me anywhere on Instagram or things like that, you definitely know that I will definitely play with my 3 kids as if I'm a kid myself. Sometimes I outdo myself, but we only have one life, so you gotta live it the way you want to live it. But definitely want to thank Animal for coming down and spending the day, a couple days actually, with the family, and you know, treating us well, and just getting some good footage. You guys are gonna like the videos that we put together. Just stay tuned to Animal Pack and their YouTube and also their Instagram at Animal Pack for you know, the videos. Probably I would say closer to the end of the year, maybe the first of the year, gonna have some stuff coming out. You'll get to see all the behind the scenes stuff, but I have the behind the scenes footage of the actual workouts for this week. So that's what you guys are here for. So we'll go ahead and dive right in. But before I go anywhere and dive into the video, if you guys are new to this channel, definitely check out some of my older recaps. Basically, I am a bench presser, power lifter with a 2183 total. I've got about a 672 raw bench press at below 300 pounds body weight, and the goal is to go 700. That is no easy task. Nobody says how long it's going to take. I've been at this journey for about 1.5 years, and I like to document my journey and how I work out, what my thought processes are behind my workouts and my rest and recovery methods and things like that. I like to do some Q&As. At this moment, I'm a little bit behind on my recaps, so I appreciate you guys just kind of bearing with me. I am almost caught up, but as soon as I do, I'm going to start my segments up again where I have some Q&As and kind of bring on some information for you guys, from you guys, and kind of give it back in a kind of a Q&A format. And definitely got some ideas going forward once I kind of get a little bit relaxed with all the recaps. But without further ado, let's jump into week 61's video recap. All right, it's day 1. I have my heavy bench as always, my upper accessories over here at Dubs Barbell Club. Justin Dubs here with his Animal shirt on, spotting me out, giving me a nice little lift off. If you guys haven't noticed, I am starting to experiment with my legs back. Reason behind that, well, first of all, I don't want to experiment with anything too much when I'm too heavy as far as the weight's concerned. But I am noticing, for one reason or another, I just put my legs back one day and I thought, you know, let me just see if this feels good. Because I've always benched with my feet out, more of a stabilizer. I liked it. I liked the way that everything felt very tight, and I am a very technical lifter. I don't want to have a way for my butt to come up or anything like that, so I'm definitely want to be careful. But just stay tuned. We're going to see how this feels. Obviously going forward, my grip is still about 23 inches from index to index. So that's the big major change, not to mention the feet. So we'll see, you know, maybe that small change will keep everything tight. Definitely don't want to lose my stabilizers. But my top set here today is 455, 2 sets of 8. Very, very fast and very tight. I really like this new setup. It's a little bit tough to try to figure out where my toes want to go. My heels want to push down to keep everything engaged. But my butt doesn't come up, that's for sure. So we're just trying to see. I don't really move that much when my feet are out, but I definitely feel like I'm getting a lot of explosion there. Got Rudy here filming for Animal. some of the behind the scenes footage here that you guys are going to get exclusively on my YouTube. Feeling very, very strong. Slowing down towards the end just a little bit there because obviously fatigue builds up for a set of 8. But moving on, I've got 390 here for 2 sets of 6 on close grip. This felt extremely light. Really almost silly how light it feels. But once again, want to stress that we are not quite ready to put our pedal to the metal and go full speed here with packing on the weight. Close grip with near 400 is not a tall order for me at all. So we're not looking for these to be super, super heavy or super hard, but just enough to get those triceps engaged with a little bit closer grip here. You're going to see later on during the week and even today that there's a lot of tricep exercises. So no reason to go super, super heavy on these. If we want to hit the triceps on bench press more, we'll just add some bands and chains and some overloading. Moving to crucifix lat pull downs, 120 in each hand. A couple sets here of 12. Definitely working on squeezing that back. Weight has been sitting right around 300, 298, 300-ish. Some pec exercises here on my floor flies. If you notice, I've got the very famous Massenomics lift shorts on. Those are the one and only lift shorts. You can only get them at Massenomics.com. I'll put a link actually down in the description. A lot of you guys have been asking about some of the shirts that I've been wearing from them. Lift shorts, obviously, if you can afford them, are on their website. If you can't afford them, I know that they are they will work with you on some sort of payment plan. It's probably going to involve you selling your firstborn or maybe a couple of limbs, your house, it's all right, but it is well worth it because it really adds a lot of weight to your lifts. All right, so my tricep superset here, if you will, is going to be 130 pounds. Got a little plate on here just to make up the difference. Tendonitis in the elbows was feeling pretty good. Didn't feel the need to have the sleeves on today. Day 1 is over, squats and deadlifts here. So my jumping at the trampoline park was done on Wednesday, and so Thursday I opted to do deadlifts instead of squats because my quads were on fire from all the jumping, as you can imagine, on the trampoline. So I opted to just let the legs rest for squat this week. Go ahead and work a little bit of back into this. So we did deadlifts today. Working on a little warm-up set here. Gonna go where 635, 5 reps here. My personal best for a set of 5 is currently at 685. That was done shortly before Boss of Bosses about 4 or so months ago. And it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was too taxing. I think I probably could have gone closer to 700 around that time. And that was in full-fledged, well, not meat prep quite. It was probably about 5 months ago. It was definitely outside of meat prep before we started ramping up and going super heavy. I want to say after that set, 685 for 5, one of the first few weeks back, we were well into the 7s right away, 720 or so to get the meat prep started off. First one is always just a little bit of a snag, and you start getting the blood flowing. There we go. Feels good. There we go. And actually, I want to say that was 6. I think I miscounted. Yeah, that was 6 reps, you guys. That was a PR for 6, I guess, if you will. Went ahead and said, you know what, I feel pretty good today. I'm going to see, what 7 feels like just for a single. So Got a little bit of a cheering squad here at the gym today. And as you can see here, that 700 for a single turned out to be a set of 4. My PR for 7 reps, for 700 is 3 reps. First one there was a little bit slow. Obviously, I was considering that to be a single, and then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get another one. And then I felt good, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and go for 3. And all of this at the same time, I'm just feeling everything, making sure everything feels right, it's clicking well. I'm not trying to max out. Went ahead and said, you know what, let's go ahead and just hit this PR here for 4. The way that moved, I had a little bit of a shrug here at the top. I think if I would have really maxed out, I could have definitely hit 5, but we're not in max out mode right now. Definitely wanting to keep everything healthy. This is not a deadlift cycle. It's not a squat cycle. I'm going to do some bent over rows here. This is actually going to be a PR, and I definitely hit a PR for hitting my chalk bucket over there square with my skull smash ammonia. So I got a little bit of cleanup to do after on aisle 1. I don't think anybody saw that, but it was definitely funny. So this is a PR for rows, set of 5 with 480 pounds. Got a personal goal before this training cycle is over, and I think it'll be pretty soon, is to hit this for 500 for 5. Feel pretty good about that. Day 3, my shoulders and my upper accessories. Gonna go with a little bit heavier rear delt flies here today. This is 220 for a set of 15. As you remember last week, I was in about the 160 range. Definitely have let you guys know a few times in the recaps before this that I've been north of 250 and close to 300 before on these, but working up to this point, there was no reason to go super heavy. Now we're starting to feel a little bit of a need to get heavier, so obviously we're going to go 245 here. This is still very easy. Limited range of motion here with this machine. It only goes so far back, and it actually doesn't allow me to get any resistance closer to where my hands stop there in the center. So I've really only got that small range of motion to work with, but it works. Definitely has helped me in the past. Some side raises here, cable side raises, shoulders, 35 pounds, stepping it up just a little bit from last week from the 30. A couple sets here of 12, keeping the shoulders happy. Just like I mentioned last week, you're not going to see me doing super heavy shoulders on a regular basis, just because the risk to reward ratio is not there. I will have to probably speak for myself here, because I've seen some other lifters that can go super heavy overhead press for themselves and actually get a good carryover to bench. In myself, it typically irritates my rotators because I have to go so heavy in order to really stimulate my shoulders. Typically it's in the 300s for reps and 400s for singles for overhead press, or super heavy dumbbells, and that just doesn't, it's not advantageous to my bench progress. Now, if I'm doing shoulder training and that's what I'm training for, log press or something like that, then that's a whole different story, but that means I back off with bench. But a little bit too much upper body work will definitely mess with those rotators, and those are something you don't want to mess with. That's one of the things that's kept me healthy for this long of time. If I start feeling the rotators, we shut something down, we start icing, and we start treating things well. Got a little warm-up set here with the 125s. Quick little extra set of volume here at the end of the week. Quick 15 reps just to kind of get things warm. All right, now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes here. We can do 40 reps here as a burnout. The key to this is just to keep them moving, staying in the groove. Dumbbells are a really good alternate to flat barbell bench. Obviously, you've got to keep each arm stabilized individually. If you guys have seen me do 220 pound dumbbells, or even the 200s in the cage, or before in last year's training, you definitely know that there is a big difference between 20 pounds and these dumbbells. Trying to go for the 220s for a few reps at Metroflex, it's very, very hard to hold those with one hand and keep stable. Once you start training a little bit with them, your stabilizers start to really kick in. But once your stabilizers kick in, you're able to handle some heavy dumbbells. It really does translate and go over directly to a big bench. So if you're looking to kind of break a plateau on bench, you might look at doing some heavy dumbbells for 6 to 8 reps for a few sets every now and then, once a week or so, and supplementing out some of your flat bench. Get some of those stabilizers moving. Got some 145 pound dips here. Put these at the end of the week. They were kind of bugging me a little bit. My shoulders and elbows were kind of achy a little bit towards the beginning of the week when I was doing them. That's how I've always done them in the past. After my main sets, I've moved them toward the end of the week. They don't feel too bad here at all. So I may keep them here for a little bit. Definitely want to kind of move things around while things are a little bit easier and lighter. As we start getting heavier, we'll know what's working, what's not working. But I want to give you guys a different angle here on these weighted dips, just to give you something else to look at. Definitely, I have it set up on a barbell that's in the squat rack, and this squat rack is bolted down, mind you. But you're going to see the kind of vibration and movement that this squat rack has. It shakes me up a little bit. This is with any squat rack. I don't think I've ever done dips on any squat rack at any gym that didn't move around a little bit. And that's just the fact that weight's swinging, I'm moving and shaking on there. So when I'm doing my dips, you may not see that from any other angle, but this is exactly why these dips can be pretty difficult when you start getting up in the higher weights. Got some neutral grip lat pull downs here, 200 pounds for a few reps. Definitely another good upper back exercise. Got some tricep rope here, 200 pounds, 11 sets of 8. The reason it's 11, and you'll see that in a second, is I wanted to burn out on the last one. Didn't really know it until this one, but went ahead and said, you know what, this is the last set of the week. I'm feeling kind of spunky. I feel good and fresh. It's only 200 pounds here. I've done 300. I want to really feel the weight. So after this set here, I went ahead and said, you know what, on my last set, let's go ahead and get a burnout set. I was hoping for maybe 20 or so. Once I got to about 20, I decided, I think I got about 30. I don't think I had much more than this because the lactic acid was really building up, and there's really no point in hitting 5 more. I'm just trying to keep that horseshoe growing on my arm to keep my triceps happy and healthy. Definitely gonna approach this next big bench press with some stronger triceps, and I think we will do just fine. All right, so that's it for the video recap for this week. You guys got to see kind of a behind the scenes look at my training. Definitely Animal came out. You guys will see that video probably in December or January sometime when they start putting out some of those motivational videos. Did one on balance, which I really think everybody should have a good dose of balance in their life. I did an article for Power Magazine about a year or so ago that addressed hanging out, or I'm sorry, not hanging out, but balancing your life. That meant, hanging out at the gym when you need to hang out at the gym, leaving the gym, hanging out with your family, and making sure that your stress is all in order, that your job's in order, your business is in order, and by keeping a balance or synergy in your life, that you actually make all the areas of your life a little bit easier to deal with. One thing in particular that I do is make sure that anything that I can take care of outside the gym, I do that. When I'm in the gym, it's gym time. When I'm at home, it's family time. When I'm in the office, it's business time. And I try not to let those bleed over too much into one another. And at the end of the day, I typically kind of analyze my day and I figure, okay, how much time did I spend in each area? Am I well balanced? And I know that probably sounds a little cheesy, but when I go to step into, you know, a meeting or whatever, I'm 100% focused on that. I'm not focused about anything else outside. When I go and play with my kids, I'm not thinking about the business phone call or the lift that I just did or the lift that I'm going to do. You know, when I'm hanging out with my wife, I'm not thinking about other stuff. So that's the balance that I'm talking about. And I think it makes us better to be focused on each of those areas if you have the synergy set up right. Now, you may not be at that point in your life. I know I haven't always been, but when you get there, you know what it feels like, you know what you're doing. So remember that and try to keep that balance. But I won't go too much into that right now. I know you guys are really, you know, getting ready for Thanksgiving, definitely Thanksgiving week. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving, get a lot of food in. I wanted to mention, you guys probably have seen the shirt that I'm wearing. This is a really cool shirt, breaking parallel, from those guys, again, at Massenomics. I got a link down below if you guys want to check them out. I know they're going to be doing a Black Friday sale, so after Thanksgiving, check out their website, check out their Instagram, at Massenomics. Very, very cool guys over there. They do apparel, but they're mainly a podcast. So anything about lifting and really just some cool jokes and cool stuff about lifting and strongman and just memes and things like that, if you guys like that kind of thing. So definitely check them out. Those guys are cool. They've been supporting me from the beginning. Gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Once again, if you guys have not already subscribed to this channel and you like it, definitely hit the thumbs up button and like the video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. I will be putting out weekly videos, and that will be probably a pretty regular thing now because I'm got back on track. I'm definitely caught up. I've only got 1 or 2 more recaps to really get out to you guys to be 100% caught up. So very excited about that. Things are definitely getting heavier. You saw this week was 455 for 8. So next week we're going to be stepping it up a little bit more and doing, actually, I'm sorry, next week we're going to be at a deload. Sorry, I misspoke there. We're going to be at a deload next week, which means we're going to back it off for probably, 70 or 80% just to kind of make sure that everything is feeling right. It's a little bit different of a deload than we've done in the past. And you'll see that next week. But definitely excited because we're going to start moving forward from that point and really ramping the weight up. And I think we're going to probably accelerate some things this training cycle because things are feeling so good. But definitely want to stay in the zone of being smart and smart in the approach. But stay tuned. We got some exciting things coming. Thank you all for tuning in and being a part of my journey. If you guys are over on Instagram, be sure to find me at SwimHack. Follow me over there. You can definitely see what I'm doing pretty much on a daily basis. Kind of check out some other behind the scenes stuff that I'm doing. But you all have a very, very happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for tuning in. And I will see you guys next week on week 62. See ya.